And welcome to Cambridge Chemistry. This is Cambridge IGCSE paper 2, multiple choice question, and this is the paper from mini series which is conducted in July 21. So this is paper 2 and let's start. Question number 1. Gaseous ammonia and gaseous hydrogen chloride react to form ammonium chloride, white solid. Cotton wool soaked in concentrated aqueous ammonia is placed in one end of a glass tube, and at the same time cotton wool soaked in concentrated hydrochloric acid is placed at the other end of the tube. The tube is sealed. Where in the tube does the white solid initially appears? Ammonia, uh, you know that there are two factors which affect the rate of diffusion. One is molecular mass. Ammonia has NH3 and its mass is nitrogen is 14, hydrogen is 3, 17. So ammonia is lighter gas, hydrogen chloride is HCl, and H is 135.5. So this is 36.5 and ammonia mass is 17. So uh, where in the tube does the white solid? Ammonia is lighter than HCl, so it is not closer to the ammonia because ammonia diffuses quickly, while hydrogen chloride takes time because hydrogen chloride is heavier gas. So this must be correct. C option must be correct because ammonia evaporate and move quickly, and first white solid appears at this point. So C option is closer to the HCl because HCl is a uh, heavier gas. Concentrated, so this is not correct. Due to white solids are not formed because it is nearest, so this D is incorrect. B is also incorrect. C option is correct option. A student uses the apparatus shown to measure the volume of carbon dioxide gas made when different masses of marble chips are added to 25 centimeter cube of dilute hydrochloric acid. So this is gas, this is bang, marble pieces, marble chips, 25 centimeter cube of dilute acid. Which other items of the apparatus are needed? So this is which other items of the apparatus are needed? Funnel and balance. No volume of gas is measured in with the gas syringe, so balance is not required. Funnel is required to add dilute HCl in the conical flask. Funnel and stopwatch, says B option is correct. Measuring cylinder and balance is required, not measuring cylinder. Stopwatch is required, measuring cylinder. So B option is correct and rest are incorrect. A solute and a solvent are separated by distillation. Which diagram is correctly labeled? Solute and a solvent are separated by distillation. Which diagram is correctly labeled and which diagram is correctly labeled? So this is heat, solute, solvent. Yes, so because simple distillation is used to separate liquid from the solid solution. So and it water out always on the upper side of the condenser closer to the this flask, and water in that is closer to the receiver. So A option must be correct. This is incorrect because over here water out and over here water in. Solvent is placed. This is correct, this is correct, this is incorrect. This is also incorrect. So A option must be correct. A magnesium atom has the symbol 1224. With magnesium, it reacts to form magnesium ion Mg2 positive, which row identifies the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons in the ion. Number of electrons, the number of proton, neutron, and electron. So there is proton number are 12, neutron number also 12, and because magnesium carrying two positive charge, so magnesium tend to lose two electrons. So after losing two electrons, electrons will become 10. So 10, 10, 10 not correct, 10 is correct. 10 is correct, but 12 neutron is incorrect, and this is also incorrect. 10 incorrect, 12 neutron correct, and this is incorrect. 12, 12 and 10, this option must be correct. Which dot and cross diagram shows the outer shell electron arrangement in a molecule of carbon dioxide? So carbon is present in group 4, has 4 valence shell electron. This is group 4 and it is present here, and oxygen is present in group 6. So group number determines the valence shell electron. So oxygen has 6 electron and carbon has 4 electron. So carbon must be, this is oxygen, 4 electron, 2 pair of electrons are being shared with oxygen atom. 2 are lone pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this must be correct. This is not correct because these 3 electrons are not shared with any atom, and this is also not correct because this is 1 pair shared, 1 pair shared, and 2 are lone pair. So this is correct diagram. A must be correct. The electronic structure of atoms X and Y are shown. Okay, this is valence. This X has 2 valence shell electrons, while uh, Y has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 electrons. Though this is present in group 7, and this element X present in group 2. And you know that X carrying 2 positive charge and Y carrying -1 charge. So if these two X and Y react, the formula must be X2Y, because charges are cross multiplied when formula is formed. So what is the formula of the molecule formed by the X and Y? So this must be D option. X2Y. Sorry, XY2. This is XY2. So this option, A option, is correct. X3Y2 incorrect, X2Y3 is also incorrect, or X2Y is also incorrect. Which row about a property of silicon 4 oxide and the explanation of the property is correct? Silicon 4 oxide, it conducts electricity. No, it does not have free moving electrons. Electrons can move freely through the structure, so this is not correct. It is used as a lubricant. Silicon 4 oxide is not used as a lubricant. There are weak forces between the layers of silicon and oxygen. It has a high melting point. There is a strong attraction between silicon and oxide ion. Silicon and silicon 4 oxide is covalent giant structure. It has strong covalent bonds. So this is not oxide ion and silicon ion. This is incorrect. It has high melting point. This is correct, but this explanation is not correct. It is a hard solid. It is correct. It is a macromolecule with strong bonds. Yes, this is correct. D option must be correct. These two statements are about metals, their properties and bonding. Statement 1, metal conduct electricity when solid. Yes, correct. Metals in metals, a lattice of positive ions exists in a sea of electrons which can move throughout the. In a metal, a lattice of positive ion exists in a sea of electron which can move throughout the metal. Which statement is correct? Both statements are correct, and statement 2 explains statement 1. Yes, this is correct, because in a metal, lattice of positive ion exists in a sea of electrons which can move throughout the metal. So option A is correct. Correct, but statement 2 does not explain. This is incorrect. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. This is also statement 2 is correct. And statement 2 is correct, but statement 1 is incorrect. So A option must be correct. Equation for the complete combustion of ethane ethyl is shown. 2C2H6S plus 9O2, SO2 plus water. And which formula balance the equation? Which formula balance the equation? One is missing, or that must be carbon dioxide, and there are two options with carbon dioxide low. Let's check CO2, that how many carbon are there. 2 2s are 4, so 4 carbon to balance this reaction. 4 CO2, sorry, 4 CO2. So this must be correct, 4 CO2. The equation for the formation of ethanol from glucose is shown. In an experiment, 36 gram of glucose produces 9.2 gram of ethanol. The MR of this, 36 gram of glucose produces 9.2 gram ethanol. This is experimental yield, which is produced during the experiment. Now this is 36 gram of glucose produces 9.2 gram of ethanol. Now let's check if C6H12O6 2C2H5OH plus 2CO2. Glucose MR is 180. 180 gram produces 46 into 2. 2 into 46 gram of ethanol. 46 into 2 is equal to 92. This is equal to 92 gram. So 180 gram produces 92 gram of ethanol. So what would be the mass of ethanol produces if 36 gram is used? So by doing cross multiply, this is X is equal to 92 into 36 divided by 180. 92 into 36. This is equal to 3312 divided by 180. This is equal to 18.4. So this is theoretical yield. What would be the experimental yield? Percentage yield, how to calculate the percentage yield? Percentage yield is equal to experimental yield divided by theoretical yield into 100. Experimental is 9.2 divided by 18.4 into 100. 9.2 divided by 18.4 is equal to 0.5 into 100. So this is equal to 50 gram, 50%. So C option must be correct. Question number 11. 4 electrolysis experiments are described. Aqueous copper 2 sulfate copper electrodes, aqueous copper 2 sulfate graphite, and a concentrated aqueous sodium chloride graphite, dilute sulfuric acid graphite. Which statement is correct for all 4 electrolysis experiments? Hydrogen gas is formed at the cathode. In cathode, at cathode. With copper electrodes, copper is produced. Graphite electrode also copper, and concentrated aqueous sodium chloride graphite at cathode, hydrogen gas, and dilute sulfuric acid again hydrogen gas. Hydrogen is formed at the cathode. For all 4 it is not correct. Ions gain electrons at the cathode. This is correct because copper gain electron to form copper solid, then hydrogen ion gains electron to form hydrogen gas. So at cathode ions gain electrons at the cathode. So this is correct option. The electrodes are inert. Not all electrodes are inert because this is the reactive electrode. 2 or more products are formed. Not 2 or more products. 2 electrodes, 2 products are formed. The energy level diagram for the reaction is shown. This energy level diagram is exothermic energy profile diagram. Energy profile diagram. Which statement and explanation about this reaction are correct? The reaction is endothermic, not correct, and not correct. So let's these two are because reaction is exothermic. So over here reaction is, so let's check C and D. Reaction is exothermic, correct. The products have more energy than the reactants. No, this is incorrect because products have, this is products and this is reactants. So this is not correct. D option is correct because reaction is exothermic, the products have less energy than the reactants. So D is correct. Which product is made in a fuel cell? Carbon dioxide, not ethanol, not hydrogen, it is water. Which process are physical changes? Melting of ice. This is which process are physical change? This is physical change. Melting is physical change. Reduction of copper to oxide is chemical. Burning sulfur is chemical. Boiling ethanol is physical. Boiling and melting is physical change. So 1 and 4 is correct. B option is correct. A chemical reaction is carried out at a fixed temperature. If it is repeated at higher concentration, all other conditions remain the same. Which row describes how the collision rate and the proportion of molecules with the activation energy changes in the second reaction? Collision, proportion of molecules with the activation energy at higher concentration. Fixed temperature is constant and concentration is higher, all other conditions remain the same. Only concentration is going to change. Which row describes how the collision rate and proportion of molecules with the activation energy change in the second reaction. Collision rate increases. Yes, collision rate increases with increasing concentration. Proportion of molecules with the activation energy does not increase. Yes, collision proportion of molecules with the, because proportions of molecules with the activation not increases. Collision rate is increases. Collision rate increases and proportion of molecules with the activation energy no change. So this must be correct. No change, increase, no change. So B option is correct. The equation for the reaction between aqueous potassium iodide and aqueous potassium and aqueous bromine is shown. Which statement about the reaction is correct? Bromine is reduced. Yes, bromine is reduced. Iodide ion is oxidized. This is reduced because decrease in oxidation state, and this is oxidized because increase in oxidation state. So which option is correct? Bromine is reduced. This option is correct. The potassium ions, no change with potassium ions, so it is incorrect. Potassium ions are oxidized, no change. Over here potassium positive, over here potassium positive, so no change with potassium ions, so it is same. So these options are also incorrect. Iodide ions gains electron, iodide ions lose electron. Hydrogen and iodine gases react together to produce gaseous hydrogen iodide in a reversible reaction. The forward reaction is exothermic. Hydrogen and hydrogen iodide are colorless gases and iodine gas is purple. Which statement is correct? The forward and reverse reactions both stop when equilibrium is reached. The forward and reverse reactions both carrying out at the same rate. So this is incorrect. The position of equilibrium is not affected by the pressure change. Yes, it is correct because there are same number of moles on both sides. Over here 2 mole and over here also 2 moles. So there are same mole on both sides, so increasing pressure does not affect the equilibrium, position of equilibrium. So B is correct. Is not affected, is affected by the temperature change, so this is incorrect. Continues to change color after equilibrium is no. Ethanoic acid is a weak acid, hydrochloric acid is a strong acid. Which statements are correct? Ethanoic acid molecules are partially dissociated in aqueous solution. Yes, ethanoic acid is a weak acid, so it is partially dissociated in aqueous solution. This is correct. 1 mole per dm cube ethanoic acid has a higher pH than 1 mole per dm cube of hydrochloric acid. Higher pH, ethanoic acid has higher pH than 1 mole of than 1 mole per dm cube hydrochloric acid. Yes, ethanoic acid is a weak acid, so it is 3 pH, and hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, so it is 1 pH. So it is higher pH, 1 3 is higher pH, so it is correct. Ethanoic acid is always more dilute than hydrochloric acid. No, this is incorrect because dilution does not weak acid or strong acid does not depend on the dilution. Ethanoic acid is a proton acceptor. Acid is always proton donor, so it is also incorrect. 1 and 2 is correct. Question number 19. Which oxide neutralizes aqueous sodium hydroxide? Which oxide? Sodium hydroxide is base. So there must be acidic oxide which neutralizes sodium hydroxide. So calcium oxide is basic oxide. Carbon monoxide is neutral oxide. Sulfur dioxide acidic oxide. This must be correct. Water is neutral. Sodium hydroxide, let's check. NaOH plus sulfur dioxide to form Na2SO3 plus water. So C option is correct. An excess of aqueous sodium sulfate was added to aqueous barium sodium sulfate Na2SO4, and aqueous barium chloride is soluble salt. This is also soluble aqueous salt. Aqueous, which row identify the residue and the substance present in the filtrate when it reacts to form barium sulfate, which is solid, exists in the form of residue. This is solid. Plus barium chloride to form barium sulfate, which is solid, plus NaCl, which is aqueous. So this is in the form of filtrate. When filter the mixture, solution mixture, and this will as a residue. This will be as a residue on the filter paper. Residue is barium sulfate, barium chloride and sodium chloride. So this is sodium chloride and barium chloride. Substance in filtrate. Residue and substance present in the filtrate. Excess added to aqueous barium chloride and the mixture was filtered. So there is little amount of barium chloride as well. If barium sodium sulfate was excess. Barium chloride and sodium chloride. Sodium chloride and sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate is in excess amount. So sodium sulfate must be present because sodium sulfate is used as excess, and sodium chloride, and this is correct option. Barium chloride and sodium sulfate, not correct. Barium sulfate and sodium sulfate, no, this is in the residue. Compound X is tested and the results are shown. Aqueous sodium hydroxide is added, then gradually heated gently. Gas given off which turns damp red litmus paper blue. This is ammonia gas. Yes, it is true. It is the test of ammonium ion. Dilute hydrochloric acid is added. Effervescence gas given off which turns lime water milky. This is the test of carbonate ion, and this must be carbon dioxide gas. Which ions are present in compound X? Ammonium ions and carbonate ions. Yes, this must be correct. Ammonium ions and chloride ion is incorrect. Ammonium ion is correct. Calcium ion is incorrect. Carbonate ion is correct. So All three rest justify. Calcium ion is incorrect. Chloride ion is incorrect. A option is correct. Which statement about elements in the periodic table is correct? Elements are arranged in order of increasing nucleon number. Elements are arranged in increasing, not increasing nucleon number. Elements in group 7 are diatomic. Yes, group 7 are diatomic nanometals. This is group 7 elements. Group 7 fluorine, chlorine all exist in diatomic form. Iodine and astatine. So this is B option is correct. Which statement explains why the noble gas helium is unreactive? It has complete outer shell of electrons. It has 2 protons. Yes, why it is unreactive? So it depends on the number of valence shell electrons. It has complete outer shell electron, then it is unreactive. This statement justifies that it is unreactive. A option must be correct. It has 2 protons, no nucleus. It does not justify that helium is unreactive. Same number of protons and no. It has the same number of protons, electrons and neutrons. Not correct. So 23A option is correct. Question number 24. The position of the 4 elements in the periodic table are shown. Which element forms ionic compounds in which the element has different oxidation number, in different oxidation states? Transition elements has different oxidation number, and this central block is transition element. So different oxidation number, it's B, transition element. And transition elements have variable oxidation state. In central block, transition elements are present. The elements Rutherfordium RF was first detected in 1964. Rutherfordium is a metal. What are the predicted properties of Rutherfordium? Rutherfordium conducts electricity when molten. Yes, it is correct because it is a metal and metal conduct electricity. Rutherfordium does not conduct electricity when solid. This is incorrect. Rutherfordium has a low melting point. Metals are all mostly have high melting point. So this is also incorrect. Rutherfordium is a malleable. Yes, metals are malleable and ductile. So this is correct. Option B is correct. The results of 3 reactions of metal M and its nitrate are given. M reacts with dilute hydrochloric acids. Of these reactions of metal M and its nitrates are given. Okay. M reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay. M displaces zinc metal from aqueous zinc sulfate. Reaction 3, heat decomposes the nitrate of M into mixture of 2 gases and solid. Copper does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid. It does not displace zinc from zinc salt, so it is incorrect. Iron, because magnesium, aluminium, zinc, this is the reactivity series, iron, lead and hydrogen and copper. So copper does not displace zinc because copper is present below in the reactivity series. So it is also incorrect. Iron does not displace. Magnesium can be, because magnesium is more reactive than zinc, so it can displace zinc from its zinc salt, and magnesium also react with HCl to form magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. Magnesium also react with zinc ions to form magnesium 2 positive ion, and zinc displace. Magnesium nitrate decomposed to form magnesium oxide plus nitrogen dioxide, mixture of two gases and solid. This is solid and this is gas oxygen. So magnesium is correct option. Potassium is explosive reaction, so that's why we can't imagine to display zinc, and because it is explosive reaction. Because potassium present over here in reactivity series. Calcium. Question number 27. Which statement about the extraction of aluminium from aluminium oxide is correct? Aluminium is formed at the positive electrode. No, it is negative electrode. During pure aluminium oxide is dissolved in molten cryolite. Yes, pure aluminium oxide, because aluminium oxide has high melting point, so for carrying out electrolysis it is dissolved in molten cryolite. So cryolite is used as a solvent, or cryolite. So cryolite is used as a solvent to dissolve aluminium oxide, and lowers the melting point. Iron is extracted from its ore in a blast furnace. The equations for 4 different reactions are shown. Carbon dioxide, carbon plus oxygen. This is not going, this is also not also incorrect. Carbon dioxide, carbon, this is correct, and then iron ore reduced to iron in the presence of carbon monoxide, so this is also correct. Which equation represent reactions that occur in the blast furnace? 3 and 4. D option is correct. Some uses of water are listed. Used as a solvent, used as a solvent, as a coolant in the chemical industry, to irrigate crops, to provide safe drinking water. Okay, during drought, which uses are important to sustain the population of country? To irrigate crops and to provide safe drinkable water. This must be correct. Used as a solvent, so in drought this is more important to sustain the population of the country. Which substances are needed for iron to rust? Carbon dioxide and oxygen, it is not correct. Oxygen only is not correct. Water and carbon dioxide, water and oxygen, these are the condition of rusting. Condition of rusting. So D is correct option. Which process removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere? Cement manufacture. So in the cement manufacture removes carbon dioxide. This is not correct. Combustion produces carbon dioxide and water. Most of the time carbon dioxide, water, but if carbon dioxide only is there. Photosynthesis, yes, it removes carbon dioxide. This is photosynthesis process. C6H12O6 plus 6O266. This is must be correct. Respiration, used oxygen. This is respiration plus oxygen to form carbon dioxide plus water. So this is not correct. Which statements about sulfur dioxide are correct? It is produced when sulfuric acid is electrolyzed. It is not correct. It is produced when sulfur dioxide is produced when sulfuric acid is electrolyzed. So hydrogen gas and oxygen gas is produced when sulfuric acid is electrolyzed. So it is incorrect. It is produced when sodium sulfite react with dilute hydrochloric gas. Sulfur dioxide is produced when sodium sulfite Na2SO3 plus HCl is going to react. NaCl plus sulfur dioxide plus water. So it is correct. It is a neutral oxide. No, this is incorrect. It is acidic oxide. It reacts with oxygen in the presence of catalase to form sulfur trioxide. Yes, SO2 plus oxygen to form sulfur trioxide. In the presence of V2O5 at 2 to 3 atmospheric pressure and 450 degrees centigrade. So it is correct. 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 4 is correct option. What are uses of sulfur dioxide? Used as a bleach in the manufacture of wood pulp. Used as a bleach, yes, is as food preservative. In the conversion of iron to steel, it is incorrect. To kill bacteria, also incorrect. Water treatment, chlorine is used. In the conversion of iron to steel, oxygen, carbon is used in conversion of steel. Which type of reaction occurs when calcium oxide is formed from calcium carbonate? Calcium carbonate, when decomposed on heating to form calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Not addition, combustion, neutralization, thermal decomposition. The structure of some organic compounds are shown. This is ethanol, this is propane, this is propanoic acid, and this is propanol. Which compounds belong to the same homologous series 1 and 2? Ethanol and propanol 1 and 3. 1 and 2 is the propane and ethanol, incorrect. 1 and 3, it is ethanol, both belong to the alcohol. The industrial fractional distillation of petroleum is shown. Which process happens at Y? Which happens at Y during the fractional distillation of crude oil? So this is petroleum is heated in the Y. The process is not burning, not condensation, not cracking. This is evaporation. Because in the fractional distillation, all these fractions are obtained on their boiling point, so it is going to evaporate when it is heated. Which pair of compound is used to prepare? This is ethyl propanoate. This is CH3 CH2 COOH. When react with CH3 CH2OH to form CH3 CH2CO O CH2 CH3. So this is ethyl propanoate, and this is ethanol, and this is propanoic acid. Ethanol, and this is not correct. Ethanoic acid and propanol, propanoic acid and ethanol. Yes, this must be correct. Question number 38. Ethanol is oxidized to ethanoic acid by acidified potassium manganate 7. Which color change is observed in the reaction? Acidified manganate is purple in color. So which color? Ethanol decolorized the ethanol into ethanoic acid. In the presence of oxygen, acidified MnO4. So this is purple, and when ethanoic acid is formed, it is going purple to colorless, colorless to purple, purple to colorless. B option is correct. The linkage between monomer units in a condensation polymer is shown. Which types of polymer contain this linkage? Complex carbohydrate. Note it is this linkage is present in complex carbohydrate. Polyamide, yes, it is polyamide. And polyester, this linkage is present in polyester, so it is incorrect. And in protein, this is also NH and C double bond O. So protein and polyamide. So this is 2 and 4. D option is correct. Question number 40. The structure of a part of polymer is shown. Which monomer is used to make this polymer? So this is 2 units, and this is monomer unit. CH3, CH3, H and H. So this is incorrect. This is 2 CH3s. This is also incorrect. C option is correct. So this is all about this paper. I hope you would understand this. If you like this video, please subscribe and share this, and hit the bell icon for further notification.